There are so many theories out there. Where do we even start? Like, there's really so many theories to everything that's crazy out in the world. And back in days past, I mean, I guess we just had our own little cliques to talk about things and come up with ideas of why things are so nuts and what we would do to counteract it, and what we see and what we've seen. And we tell our little stories, and people tell you a theory to your story. Like, everybody knows somebody that has a ghost story. Like, you're just a person away. If you haven't had an experience, you know someone that is super close to you that has a story, or knows someone next to them that is like very credible, that has a crazy ghost story or alien story or UFO or some weird supernatural experience that's unexplainable. We all know somebody like that. And it's just so nuts how that's actually out there. But we make up theories for it. It was this, it was that, it's here, it's there. Just so we don't have to really take ownership of it and believe in it. I mean, now we're in this world of the supernatural, spiritual world. We're all searching for some way for this matrix to make sense. And everyone has some sort of clique or camp they get into. You got the spiritual 5D, the 4D, 5D people, the people that say we were in the fourth dimension, going into the fifth dimension. But how does that even make sense? Because now they're telling you, if you go look this up, the fifth dimension, you won't even know you're in the fifth dimension because you're actually still here. Like, how convenient is that for a story? Oh, you've ascended if you have these experiences. So you are ascended. Now you're in the fifth dimension and it's all great. But you don't know that because only you have changed in your thinking. Oh, so I'm still walking next to Bob, who's in the fourth dimension and has a attitude problem, neurotic, narcissistic, controlling. And how do I get away from that? Oh, I get away from it by my thoughts of thinking positive thoughts. Now that means I'm in the fifth dimension. That just doesn't make any sense. How can we still just be rubbing elbows with all the dirty water if we're in the better place? That just doesn't make sense. And then, but they'll catch up, and then we'll all be in the fifth dimension. We'll all hold hands and sing Kumbaya. You know that, deep down in your gut, that doesn't connect well. The dots don't connect. So I'm not trying to rain on everyone's fourth and fifth dimension world, but maybe there's some slight truth to that, but I don't think it's happening the way the spiritual people are saying, because it just doesn't, the dots don't connect. At least not for me, the way I'm seeing it. And maybe I made some sense. How can that be? But think about it. If you got good answers, tell me, because I must be missing something. I don't know. But that's just part of it for me. You have everyone else that's, the Savior is coming. Okay, this has been going on for eons. He's always been coming, right? The Savior is coming, and everyone's going to be saved, and we're going to go ascend to the higher elevation. Okay, and that's just never happening. I mean, I think we're waking up to realize this isn't happening. Like, I think it's the carrot in front of the horse here. And why is it that way? Why are we being led that way? To just keep waiting for tomorrow. Do you guys, that's what's happening. You're waiting for tomorrow. You're being led, and we need to become astray. We need to stray away from that path. Enough of that jargon. I think we can start seeing through this. And this is what I'm talking about. This is what my channel is about. It's saying, can you see through that? Seeing through that, is that part of the ascension? I don't know. I don't know what it is, but I know there's a big group of us seeing through the old ways. Talk about the blue pill, red pill movement, right? So here we are. Are we seeing through it? And now if we can see through it, like this is what they say is going to happen is not happening. You have others leading us into another path that's always the carrot in front of the horse. Oh, you're ascending, but you can't see it. It's just with your thought. That doesn't help. That's not helping me in this world, honestly, because I still have to rub elbows with all the crazies. And they affect me. So I constantly have to work on not being affected by these nut jobs out there. But then what is it? What is this? I don't think we'll ever know the truth 100%. You have the other side of people who are in the awakened class saying, it's a learning school. That's what we're here. We're here to learn something. Think about your inner knowing. Are you here to learn? To learn what? To be a better person, and we're going to take this back upon death to the other side to be a better person? Well, that doesn't make any sense. Why not just be created knowing, or be taught on the other side? So what's going on the other side that we couldn't be taught these things? We had to go into this matrix world, this simulation, to be taught so we could learn it here to take it over there. I see my child, right? You have a child, you have a pet, you have something that you need to train and teach. You tell them no, and you give treats for something done good. Most pets and children learn without being drawn out into some crazy world. You don't need to go put them in a simulation so they can learn how to be a better person or learn how to control their energy. Or we're not controlling our energy here. There's nothing. We're being traumatized here. And through that trauma, for those of us that can see through the veils of things, we're learning to say, wait a second, let's pull back. I'm going to start controlling my inner self here because this is very traumatic. But how is that teaching? Because you could teach that outside. You would think so. If something created this cube world, this isolated simulation for you to learn in, and they're that genius to create this place, this ant farm, if they have that big of a brain, they could easily be teaching you some other way. You would at least know that you're in a school. You would at least know where you came from. You would know what your connection was to things outside of yourself. So there's something wrong with that. I think every theory will have something wrong with it. But how about jail planet? Why couldn't it be a jail planet? You guys realize this place is filled with nothing but trauma and drama? We have so much drama here. It's endless and nonstop. You step foot outside of your house, it starts immediately. Even in your own home, drama. Something breaking. Stubbing your toe, walking past the same table you've walked past forever, and just at the wrong time because you need to get something done or something, and boom, drama. Filled with pain. Dropping your favorite glass, drama. I mean, it's just endless cycles of drama. I mean, you go outside of your home, you have to deal with so much. And the powers that be that control this place, like the jail wardens, they're controlling this place, and they're like the creatures that are here to make sure your time being served here is being served properly with the right amount of pain, suffering, trauma, and drama. That's what they do. They make sure the checks and balances are done correctly. How about that? I mean, why couldn't it be that? It just seems like that every time you step out of the house, that this is what it is. You can never escape. You can't escape. They don't want you leaving this place until it's done with you. Right? And so now you might look at people die at every god dang age. Children are passing away. Teenagers, adults, elderly. It's like time being served. You might be like, oh my gosh, I hate to be like, I don't want to be, terrible, but, someone that's young that has an accident or has passed away, what if it was like, well, their time was served and they didn't really do anything too bad on the other side, so they were done and quick before anything got real nasty out here. Because it only starts getting nasty as you get older, right? The longer your served term, the harder it is. So then the more uncomfortable it is. And we're constantly having to find ways to deal with the stress. Similar, I would think, to someone that's incarcerated. The longer you're there, the more ways you come up with to deal with the stress of being locked up. Now I know you're going to say, hey, but you get to have a good time. There's always Disneyland. There's always Cancun, Barbados. There's always some great place to go. And that's true. Yeah. So you do get, maybe that makes things worse because it gives you a little nugget of something nice. And the minute you start partaking in that, the next day, boom, you slap back down with something else that just drives you like off the wall. So I don't know, maybe that's there to make the worst seem worse than it is because you have something to base it on that's really good. What if that's the case? I don't know. I'm just throwing that out there because I just don't, I don't know. It's just wild. Like too many theories. We just have too many theories. And that's one of my theories that I kind of lean to. And I know it sounds really bad. Prison Planet, what did I do? And why is there so many of us? And the thing is, there's probably not so many of us because there probably is non-player characters out there. The non-player character, the NPC, it's like a video game character in case anyone doesn't know that, video games have these characters and they're just there to act out a script. They're not real players, but they're produced. And what if we had that here? So there could just be a handful of us out here. Who knows? I don't know. Maybe it's a game in itself. Maybe this is a game. Maybe this is the game of life. The Truman Show, The Matrix. All these movies have like references to this type of situation. There's so many movies out there with this reference. So maybe truth in movies, right? There's little hints that tell you this is where you're at. You're in a show. You're in your own personal game. And that would make a whole lot of sense because theories of death experiences, near-death experiences, people say they've seen their family or through the white light. I mean, what if it's just coming out of the game? Maybe that's all we are. I don't know. You tell me your theory. Do any of these make sense? I really could go on for days and days and days on like Game Planet. But I'm just, oh my God, it just gets wild. But I'm pretty sure if you're listening to this, you got to have a theory of your own. And I think that's the best part of what we've got is to everyone just give out their theories. I don't think anyone's wrong, and I don't think anyone's right. I just think there's theories, and that in itself leads us to better places.